What's up, gang? Brian Maxwell here. I'm over at Kia of Fort Walton Beach. And all week and last week, what we've been talking about is how do we help the team members not only be able to execute and close deals, but how can we actually close deals where the company is generating a profit from it? Because paying out these commissions, it costs money. And in order to continue to pay out big commissions, require us to bring in big money. And folks, you may know this or you may not. I know the managers would agree with me. Did you know that 84% of customers shop at the very first place that they hope to buy it? I mean, today's consumers only go to between 1.5 and 1.7 dealerships before they make a buying decision, which means that the first place they go to, they are hoping to get it done. And when that fails to happen and they're unable to buy from that first place they went to, it typically boils down to two things. Number one, they dislike the sales associate or the manager or somebody that they dealt with at the dealership, or they were so price focused and the dealership was unable to give the thing away. I mean, taking a loss is one thing, but just giving it away is another one. These are typically the two reasons. So what can we do to combat that? The fact of the matter is most deals before they even hit the manager's desk have already been discounted. And they've been discounted because the sales associate in most times, not saying this is 100% across the board, but the sales associate in most cases has done something inappropriate or said something inappropriate. Doesn't mean the salesperson is evil, doesn't mean that they're malicious, but really let's be honest with ourselves. How many times have you or heard somebody as they greeted a customer that's looking at a particular vehicle say, all right, well, let's go in here and look at some numbers. So guess what we just took their attention to? We took their attention directly to the numbers. When at the end of the day, we ourselves know it is all about feelings. I don't care what anyone says. Human beings buy 90% based off emotion, and we back it up with 10% logic. Now, seeing as that we have no idea what the comprehension level is of the people that are coming into our store. They got a 6th grade education, 8th grade, 12th grade, maybe some college. So what that means is that when we're trying to communicate with everybody from a logical standpoint, let me explain something to you. Human beings, we don't think logically. If we did, we wouldn't smoke. We wouldn't eat meat. We wouldn't buy 2 and 3 cars when we only have one body. We wouldn't buy 2 and 3 houses when we only have one body. You know, there's a lot of things that we wouldn't do. But we do it because, man, having 2 or 3 cars says something about my status. And boy, having that steak with some A1 sauce and that little piece of fat sure enough tastes good. Whatever it is, we make emotional decisions, whether it's relationships, whether it's purchases. And guess what? We have all spent more money than we expected to buying something that we didn't need. And we are going to do it again. Now, when dealing with customers coming into your dealership, if you are unable to discuss the numbers with confidence in your voice and in your face, you are at a disadvantage and you'll lose. Let me give you an example of what I mean. Sales associate does an excellent job greeting the person, brings them in, does a needs analysis, does the presentation, does the walk around. The personalities of all of you at the stores that I met, for the most part, are very pleasant people and you're easy to get along with. So that part is easy. But here's where the ball drops out. Up until the new processes that we have put in and that we're instituting across the board, this is where most people would drop the ball. There are forums, blogs, and books that are put out to teach people how to avoid being ripped off by people that sell at dealerships, okay? And everyone knows that when they come back off the demo drive, guess what happens? It's time to do the numbers. Their defenses go way up. And here's something simple that most salespeople say, and they don't even realize what they're doing, that is already discounting the vehicle and creating a back and forth issue before it even starts. They get back off the demo drive, they park it, hopefully in the sold lane or close to the customer's vehicle, as close as possible. And they say, all right, you guys, let's go in here and see if we can make the numbers work for you. Again, back to the numbers. We've just centered their attention. Where when we're riding with them, when we're coming back in, we know that they think it's about numbers. And remember what I said in the other podcast. This is where we're giving them a tour of the service department. It takes their mind, it takes their attention totally off the defensive. As a matter of fact, they have to get the warm and fuzzy because they're being greeted and having their hands shaken. And then we want to come back and sit them down. So now they do the credit app and you get the numbers from the manager. They wanted to be at 500. The numbers come back at 725. How often have you heard someone sit down and say, okay, well, just got the numbers from my manager and, it's 750. Now, I know that you wanted to be at 550. Whoa. Or, hey, got the numbers from the management and yeah, your payment is like $750. But, we may be able to do something about that if you, whoa. So as soon as we come back and present them with an option, we begin to make excuses. We give the big but. When in reality, I want you to think about this with me. Okay, and this may seem cold, but it's not as real. These people that have these type of conditions where the lender requires larger initial investments, or the payments are a little higher based on whatever rates the lender is willing to give this person, had nothing to do with you or I. It is all based on their previous payment history. So why should you, as a professional, apologize to someone else for the mistakes that they made, which created the conditions, the only conditions in which this lender will let them drop that vehicle home? If they're looking at a particular vehicle and the price is what it is and the payments are what they are, then hey, listen, confidently, hey, listen, the good news, you and your family can start enjoying this vehicle right away. Your payments are only $750. Now, here's what comes with that, and I'm going with it. If they object to that because they want it to be at $550 and the payments are at $725, oh, Brian, that's a little bit higher than what I wanted. Really? Okay, I could totally get that. So you wanted to be at $550, these payments are at $725. So what we're talking about here is a difference of $175, right? And if we divide that down between 30 days, what we're talking about is whatever it is, a couple bucks a day, a few bucks a day. So now, you like the vehicle, all the features that it had, did everything that you wanted it to do. So at the end of the day, are you really willing to let $3, $4 stand in between you and your family being able to enjoy this vehicle, ride around in style, start enjoying your vacations, start getting all the value and the benefit out of the vehicle that you and I both know that it'll bring to you and your family? Man, you should just treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Here, all I need is your okay right there. Whatever it is, whatever the numbers are. And let me talk about something else. When we get those 3 payment options, I literally saw a rep that had 48, 60, 72 months. Walk right out to the customer, point straight to 72 months and say, this is what I recommend most of my customers get, just in case times get hard, blah, blah, blah. No, if you are truly customer focused, the 36 or the 48-month term number is the best. And that is the one you should always start with. Number one, it's the best because it's the shorter term. They save money on finance charges over the life of the loan. Okay, they get a chance to build equity in it much quicker, pay it off much sooner, and get that title free and clear. And as I've expressed before, title is cash in the form of a title. That's what a title is. You can trade against it. You can take out loans against it. You can sell it. You can do whatever you want to do, but it is cash in the form of a TITLE. That shorter term really brings the best savings and the greatest value. Now, at the 60 month, okay, that's another option, and it's actually the best of both worlds, because it's a lot lower than 48 months, just a little bit higher than 72 months, but it's also more flexible. And then you got the 72 months. But when you start off at that shorter term, that 48 month or that 36 month, number one, if they go to 10 other dealerships, 9 out of 10 reps are always going to go to the lowest number because they themselves have been sold that it's all about price. The true professional, the individual that truly understands the psychology of selling, will start off with the shorter term for the benefits I shared with you just a little bit ago. But also, if you're looking at a payment of $860 at 48 months, in the event that you do want to wiggle, that 60-month payment doesn't look as bad. And if I really needed to wiggle, I might not necessarily need to even go all the way down to 72. Maybe I'll get with my manager to see if we can put it at 66. You see what I'm saying? It's all about being confident. And if you're really customer focused, giving them the best options. But why should we? Who are we to judge what's high? Because what's expensive to you may not be expensive to me, and what's expensive to me may not be expensive to the next man or woman. But at the end of the day, we have no right to stand in the way of these people's ability to make a decision and actually reap the benefits of what I call short-term pain for long-term gain. The shorter the term, the more money they save. The longer the term, the more money they spend. And in today's economic climate, we should be doing everything we can to help our customers make a smart, safe buying decision. So when it comes to talking about the money, take the emotions out of it. It doesn't matter if you have $3 in your pocket and don't know how you're going to put gas in it for the week. Doesn't mean everybody else doesn't have money. As a matter of fact, I truly believe in my heart of hearts, everybody is capable of buying until I'm proven that they're not. But it also reflects in my life. By me believing that way, more of those types of conditions are attracted to me, and they will be you too. So stay focused. Keep the main thing the main thing. When you're talking about the numbers, you have to be confident in your face and in your voice. No wavering. When the management gives you a number, regardless of where they want it to be, we spend too much time trying to get the management to work down to where they want to be, as opposed to us educating them up to what it takes for them to start enjoying this particular product. So think about it. They come in and we ask them the question, hey, well, what type of payment are you looking for? And in all my years of this, and hopefully you're honest with yourself too, how many times have you ever heard a customer give you an actual number that's usable and that's realistic? When we say, where do you want to be? It's kind of like paying taxes. Nobody wants to pay taxes, but we do it. Why? Because it's a part of the game. It's what we have to do. If we want to enjoy the benefit of being free and not having our wages garnished, guess what? We have to take part in doing our part in paying the taxes. It's the same thing. When a person goes to Best Buy to buy a $4,000 TV, I hope we don't believe that Best Buy spent $3,800 for that TV, or even $2,000 for that TV, or even $1,000. It did not even take $1,000 to make that TV. Might have made $350 for that manufacturer to make that TV. Best Buy might have got it for $6 or $7, and they selling it for $4. But yet the perception to the customer is that it is what it is when they come in. We are conditioned to pay for things we see value in. The automotive industry is the only one where we've created this monster where people feel like they can come in and dictate price. And if you are dealing with if they're dealing with a weak sales consultant, they will be validated. When in reality, it's our responsibility to educate them on why the vehicle is where it is. Why is this price? And remember in the other video on the podcast, I said, you have to find something about the vehicle that you believe in so much that you believe that they should be asking for more for. Okay. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Educate rather than negotiate. And guess what? If where they need to be and where you are on this particular vehicle is off, here's a word track for you to help out. Remember, sir, I get it. You like to be at 550. This vehicle is at 725. But here's the good news is that we actually have some pre-owned options in the same exact model. And the beautiful thing about that is that in the 16s and in the 15s, the body styles are very similar. And there's a few feature upgrades and updates that are made in the particular model you and I were looking at. But the features inside of the 16 and the 15 are exceptional also. The benefit to you is that you actually may be able to save $1,000 or, a little bit of money there. And we can actually get that payment to where you need it to be. So why don't we do this? Let's look at the pre-owned option and make sure that it gives you all the benefits and the value that you're looking for. And go with it. If they want to be at a certain price, if the new vehicle is what it is, guess what? You try to educate if it doesn't work. The good news is that there's a pre-owned option. The body style are very similar. The features may differ slightly, but it can actually help them be where it is that they want to be. It's all good, but we have to be confident when we're talking about the money. If we're not confident talking about the money, it's over. Think about yourself. Think about yourself. If somebody came to you like, hey, man, hey, you think I could borrow $100? I think I'll be able to get it back to you in a little bit. I'll be able to get it back to you sometime, I'm sure. You know what's going to happen? You're not giving them anything. But if they come to you, hey, man, listen, let me get $100. And what I'll do is I'll give it back to you by 2 o'clock on Thursday. I get paid that day. Okay. The reason why you're more likely to do it is they came to you with confidence. They gave you exact time and date and even told you where they're getting the resources from to be able to do it. So you feel more confident. Okay, they get paid that day. They said by 2 o'clock. They seem like they knew what they were talking about. They were confident. Yep, I'm comfortable doing it. But hey, listen, can I borrow $100? I'm not sure when I'll pay you back. Hopefully it'll be soon. I'm putting some things together. You're not giving them anything. It's the same thing when the customers come in. They want to give you the business. But if you're not willing to ask for it, if you're not willing to go for it, they're not going to just willingly give it to you. You have to be willing to ask for it. See, here's my thoughts. Every single deal is fair. And in this business, we may not always get all the money, but we should always go for the money. And just keep that in mind. And it's not in a malicious way. This vehicle brings you value for yourself, for your family, whatever it is. And to enjoy this value, this is what it takes for me to help you start reaping the benefits from it. So help me help you. It's just like when we know we're going to ask them about a monthly budget that they hope to be around. You know that price is an objection, so you have to begin to set the stage. An excellent way for that is, hey, listen, ma'am or sir, most of my customers that come in that have bought this same exact vehicle that you and I are looking at right now, they all told me that they had a specific monthly budget in mind that they were hoping to stay around. But when they drove home, they ended up spending a little bit extra because the vehicle bought them far more in value and in real cash savings than they could have ever imagined. So what realistic and fair number were you hoping to stay around? Notice the term realistic and fair. Not where are you wanting to be. Realistic and fair. And I told them how other people that came in, bought the same exact vehicle, also had a monthly budget in mind. But when they drove home, they ended up spending a little bit extra because it bought them far more in value and a real cost savings than they ever expected. Now, here's the benefit of that. Are they going to still object to price? Yes. But later when they do, you say, you remember earlier when I shared with you how my other customers who bought the same exact vehicle that you and I were looking at had a monthly budget in mind, but when they drove home, they ended up spending a little bit extra because it bought them far more in value and a real cost savings than they ever could have imagined. If you can see, if you can learn how you can get as much, if not more, in real value and in real cost savings, like my other customers have, are you at least willing to let me share it with you? And what is the person going to say? No, you better not share it with me how I can get real value and real cost savings. They're going to say yes. Guess what we've done? We've just earned their permission to educate them. Now they have more of an open mind, as opposed to when they resist and we just start trying to shove it down their throat. You have to learn how to set the stage. You have to learn how to ask the right questions. Good salespeople practice what to say. Great ones practice what to ask. So by setting it up, where listen, if you can see how you can get as much, if not more, in real value and real cost savings, like my other customers have, are you at least willing to let me share it with you? Well, yeah. Now they've just given me permission to educate them, to bring them up to speed. And this is where I go in. And this is where we discuss what comes with it. Basic limited warranties, powertrain warranties, how it covers the engine, the transmission, the drivetrain, whatever other extras, whether they get Sirius XM radio for a year, the UVO, whatever it is that your dealership offers. If you don't know everything that comes with it, PermaPlate, all of these things. This is where you can educate. This is where you flip that sheet of paper over and you write now 3-year, 36,000-mile basic limited warranty. Put that pen down and explain it. You also get 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain or a 7-year, 72,000-mile, blah, blah. Put that pen down. Explain it. Now that covers the engine. Here's what that means. Da-da-da. Get down the engine. Also the transmission. Here's what that means for you. Drivetrain. Here's what that means for you. Every single thing that comes with the vehicle, write it out, put that pen down, and explain. Now, when you finish, the back of that paper should be loaded with a list of things, okay? And once you get done, you say, now listen, for you all to start enjoying all of these benefits and all of these value that all of my customers are enjoying right now, all I need is your okay. And you put that pen down and you sit there, you lean back, and you just wait. You wait. The game is chess, not checkers, y'all. And we can do this. We can salvage this month. Not only salvage, we can make it actually good and respectable. Okay, so watch these videos. This is not just something that the management should be forcing you to do. This is for your benefit, for your ability to make money, to earn, to provide for your family. And what it takes for us to be able to do that is really improving our understanding of what skill it takes, how to ask the right questions, how to build that value. And if we continue to do that, we'll continue to evolve and dominate everywhere that a Step One dealership is, y'all. So I'm having a blast over here with John Gertman, the rest of the team, looking at Travis and the BDC get it done, looking at Tom and Tracy and all of the sales team get it done. So we humping around here. They got customers in here. We got people sitting down. Things are moving. Hope all of you are doing well, having a phenomenal day at your places. And I'm getting ready to sign out. And I look forward to seeing you at your dealership. But think about what I said and start really watch this video over and over again. Don't just look at it once, because Ebbinghaus did a study. It said human beings forget 75% of what they hear within 24 hours. So if you don't take a note, jot this down or rewatch it, you'll forget it. Tomorrow you'll remember 25%. And at the end of the day, good information, just what it is, good information. So again, like this video, post your comment, make sure we know you watched it. Put your name in the comment section. Brian Maxwell, and I'll see y'all soon. All right.
The training was phenomenal, not just for being in the car business and car salesman, but just for life in general. Learning different sales techniques and focusing more on the customer and not the sales. So honestly, this is probably the best training I've had ever.
The training was fabulous, but the best part of it was the motivation and the confidence that I'm walking away with. It's one of the more intense training programs I've ever been through the various sales positions I've held, but it's definitely, I feel more comfortable going into it now than I have with any other job, so it's a fantastic training.
Nobody ever taught me how to maximize my time. Nobody ever taught me the proper process to be able to help people a lot faster. Nobody had helped me transform my mentality to realize 40 hours, you put in the time that you have to put in until you get your goal accomplished. But through the years of being around good mentors that I met, doing trial and error, investing thousands of dollars in books and training programs to elevate myself where I was moving 30 units a month, to elevate myself to the point that after years of working in my dealership, I sold my way out and now travel all around the United States to train and educate people how to perform. And if I haven't been to your dealership, I'm about to come to your dealership right now, because in the description, there's a link in the description. And I know how people are. They want to watch the video, jump off and go. But the fact that you're still here listening says that there's something in here for you. The link in the description will carry you over to a page, to my website or my blog. And it'll list out all of the resources that have been developed over the years of all the trial and error. I took all the error and left all the good for you. The word track to help you ask questions, qualify, do powerful, dynamic presentations. The information, the videos and the audios to help you drive hundreds of people from your Facebook, from your Snapchat, from your Instagram to you looking to buy. The 100 success tips to keep you motivated and driven through tough times. How to dominate YouTube. All of these things are available to you. So click the link in the description. Go get started and you and I work together.